Today's technique is called felted cardstock, and this is a very simple technique that will lend the texture from paper napkins and the patterns to a piece of cardstock so that you can create your own designer paper. Now, if you've just had a party and you have a lot of these napkins left over, you're going to love this technique. To start, what you want to do is tear a little corner of your napkin off. Just rip a little piece off. And what that will do is let you separate the layers of the napkin, because every layer has a printed side and then it has usually a white or a colored side. And you just want to pull these apart until you get just the top design layer that you want to use on your card. So I have one that I'm going to show you. Two items that you'll need are just a single sheet of saran wrap. Any kind of plastic wrap will do. I just bought the cheap stuff. And then some white cardstock to adhere your felt to. You're going to need a pad of newsprint like this, which you can get at an art supply store. And you're going to use this as both a mat and a sandwich for your felted cardstock. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that your saran wrap is completely covering the piece of cardstock. That's the most important piece, because the saran wrap is the glue. Then you're going to lay your very thin printed piece of napkin on top of the saran wrap. And then you'll take about 2 sheets of your pad of newsprint and you'll cover your sandwich up. Now, you want to make sure that you do have more than 1 sheet. Depending on how hot your iron is, you might want to have 3 or 4 sheets. But for my iron, I've found that 2 sheets works the best. Then you want to set your iron on the hottest setting that is not a steam setting. And you just want to go over the area that you know your cardstock is underneath. And just make sure that you've heated each piece of the napkin, the saran wrap, and the cardstock evenly. Okay, we're going to see if mine is ready. And what you want to do is hold down your napkin and peel your newsprint this way. And that will keep the napkin from pulling up from your cardstock. And then you just get underneath it. And what I like to do is just crinkle my newsprint underneath one end, because you'll see that the saran wrap is fused here. And then I just pull it back. And you can see that it's completely fused to my cardstock. And all I have to do now is trim off these edges. What you can't see on camera is that this has this beautiful felted texture. It's very soft and nice to the touch. Now, to turn this into your card, all you need to do is turn it cardstock side up and very carefully trim away the excess of your paper napkin so that your finished card has a nice edge. Here are some samples with some other dinner napkins. This will be the one we're using today. This is the one I made. There's a beautiful floral pattern and this fun zebra stripe that I'll show you a sample with. Now, since this is such a beautiful piece of felted cardstock, I want to keep my card design fairly simple so that the person who's receiving this card can touch and feel and enjoy the texture that I've created. So what I did here was I took an old book page and I embossed the flower from Manhattan Flowers on it in black. And I'm just going to add a little bit of burgundy around the edges of this flower to pick up the colors in the napkin. So I don't want to color the entire flower. I want to keep my card design fairly simple to highlight the beautiful texture and the pattern of the napkin that I've felted my cardstock with. I'm adding the chocolate chip because the burgundy is actually just a little bit pinker than the burgundy on my napkin, and so I want to add a little bit of brown to make them a little bit of a closer match. Next, I'm just going to add some chocolate chip ribbon to the center of my card, and I'm just going to tie a simple knot. and trim off the ends. Now I can adhere my rows on top of the ribbon. And what's great about this felted cardstock is it takes adhesive really, really well. So your regular snail adhesive will work just perfectly. And then I'm going to add a rub-on for the greeting. I'm going to add this little Fall Thanks rub-on from the Autumn Harvest set. I'm just going to make sure it's straight, press it down. And now I'm just going to remove the backing from my rub-on. And I have a simple and beautiful textured felted card. Now I turned this napkin into this piece of felted cardstock. And because the cardstock is completely bonded with the napkin, you can use your punches to make fun felted accent pieces. So I'm going to take just my 1 1/4 inch circle punch and punch out a little accent piece. And so I'll show you what that might look like on a card.
And you saw the world in a darker shade of blue. Oh, didn't you?